Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Tinesha Davis. This is Fun and Budget, and let me clear my throat. Okay, it's like early in the morning, guys. This is oh no, it's starting to get light out. Okay, it's not dark out anymore. It's starting to get light out. But that's why I feel like I'm whispering, like, to not wake up the house, the empty house. But in the meantime, guys, in this video, we are going to talk about my first November paycheck budget. Now, November is one of those months where my first check came almost practically dead center in the middle of the month. And so that's why today is November 16th, and that is why we are finally talking about this. Plus, we're trying to get back on track and get you more money and finance related content wedged in between all the busyness that takes place in my life. All right, so what we're gonna do is go over my paycheck and exactly how I handle it, how I distribute it, what I do with it, and all of that great stuff, everything in between, right? So when you look at this amount that's the balance in my bank account is not my paycheck. It's the balance in my bank account at the time that I got paid. This is how every time I get paid, I kind of reconciliate what's happening in my bank account and what we actually have to work with as far as paying bills are concerned. Okay, so on November 12th, I got paid, and my balance on that date was $11,168.62. From this, we see that insurance came out, and then we also see that I made some credit card payments that cleared, okay? So the first thing that I do is I go ahead and I pay my credit cards, because a lot of you know I live a credit card lifestyle. Now, what this means, it doesn't mean that I just swipe, but what it means is that whatever I do swipe, it already is padded into my budget, okay? So we just don't go on shopping sprees and hope for the best. We actually plan things out, and my preferred method for paying the bills that I budgeted is with my credit cards, because I earn travel points, because I'm an avid traveler, especially when the world opens back up. But I'm an avid traveler, so I use my points for free tickets, I use my points for free hotels, I use my points for just all the free things that go with the art of traveling, okay? So the first thing we're going to look at is my Citibank card. So right here, we see that oh, no. Let me back up. I'm not even going to do a retake. We're just going to back all the way up. The first thing I'm going to do, being that this is my first paycheck of the month, is pay my mortgages. What you're going to see here is the mortgage that I'm going to pay for the main house that I live in, this one right here. And what we're going to do is add the amount that we saved from October, the extra mortgage payment of $1,400, and we're going to add it to this payment, and we're going to make one payment. My normal mortgage payment of $2,582 plus the $1,400 that will go to principal only. So as I'm making this payment, I go ahead and I mark that for principal only, okay? So that is going to be a total mortgage payment of $3,982. And then once I subtract that from my budget of $11,168, what I'm working from, I see that I have $7,186. I'm then going to go over to every dollar, and every dollar is the app that I prefer to use. And actually, I'm on the website right now. And so it's an app you can use on your mobile, on your cell phone. And it's also a website. So I go over there and I reconciliate everything and show that I made my mortgage payment for the month of November. And then I go back to October and I show that the extra payment that I set aside has been made. Okay? The next thing I'm going to do is do my gifts. Now, From this, I'm giving away $1,000. And I am doing this between Cash-Apps and Zelle payments. And I'm distributing that right now. This right here is going to 3 different people. And so those things are made, and then that means I have $6,186 remaining. Now, we're going to go and start looking at our credit cards. First on deck is Citibank. So right here we see that I owe $1,272.77 on my Citibank. Now, before I make that payment blindly, I go and I check my statements and make sure that everything that is outstanding adds up to that amount, so that I know I'm not overpaying or underpaying, or that I didn't forget anything, because everything on this statement should coincide with what I have in every dollar. Plus, we want to make sure and verify and double check that we don't have anybody coming through with something that I didn't make, a purchase, or we want to make sure that something that I didn't actually make isn't hiding in the weeds, okay? And so, when we look at this, let's start from the bottom and let's go up. We see that I spent $5.60 at Wendy's, $47.45 was at Giant grocery store, $9.94 was at McDonald's. And yes, this was like my first McDonald's purchase of the month. I did not go to McDonald's for the whole month of October because Rochelle Adamson Budgets actually took over my budget, and one of her rules for the month of October was I could not go to McDonald's. So this was my first McDonald's outing in over a month. And then we see I did a $50 GoFundMe, and then I also did $20 to YouTube, and that was Super Chat. Yep, I sent a $20 Super Chat. And then we see I bought a plane ticket for $113, and then grocery store run again for $15.36. The post office for $3.86, and then I had to have my heating system repaired again, and that came to $286. And actually, for those of y'all who are familiar with the journey, maintenance people came out to kind of just take a look at my heating system and let me know that, okay, everything's copacetic and kosher. Boom. Then about 2 days after they came, I noticed that my heat in my upstairs unit was not working. So I called them back and I'm like, my heat was fine until you guys came out. I don't know what's going on. My heat's not working. So they came out again free of charge. And when they came out, they said that the connector, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the box, the box that gives the heat and unit electricity and all of that stuff. They said it wasn't seated in properly, that it hadn't been pushed back in all the way. So he pushed that back in and boom, heat was working. And then I went on a vacation to Miami, and when I came back, my upstairs was cold and I wondered why, and I noticed that once again the thermostat was not coming on and the heat was not working. When I went into my records, it showed that the heat hadn't been working for like over a week. It had not been able to come on. So I called the HVAC people again and was like, I don't know what's going on. This is y'all's fault. Blah, 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 blah. So they send the repair person back out. And when he came out, he actually took off the entire connector, the entire assembly piece. And what he noticed there shocked me. I don't know if it shocked him, but it shocked me. Joint was melting. He showed it to me and I'm like, whoa, a whole fire was prevented because the system just kept shutting itself off rather than staying on, melting away, possibly catching the whole house on fire. So for that pleasure, I had the pleasure of paying $286, okay? And then we had a Walmart run where I purchased things like toilet paper and paper towels and a trash can, finally a trash can, and just stuff like that. So it was all household goods, and that came to $116.43. And then me and my friend Gwen went to a Mexican restaurant and had brunch, and that was $48.75. And then there's Bed Bath and Beyond, because I feel like I want to be a grown-up now and be all bougie and not just have a coffee maker, but I want a whole coffee machine. And so that coffee machine was $508.79. It was on sale, y'all. It was like $100 off from the original price, and then I was able to use my 20% off coupon and get like another $120 off. And so yeah, after taxes, that's what it came to, almost $509. And so that's what we did on our Citibank card. And that did come out to, when I added everything up, $1,272.77. So we're going to go ahead and make that total payment, and we're going to round that up to $1,273. When we subtract that from what we have, that leaves us with $4,913. Okay. Next on deck, we're going to take a look at Bank of America. All right. So Bank of America, it shows that out of $21,000, which is my total credit line, I have $20,769.69 available. I owe $230.31. Once again, we do the math. We see what is this actually comprised of, and we see that every plate came in at $8.99, and that happened twice in the month of November. And for those of you who don't know, I absolutely adore every plate. It is what is helping to keep my grocery bill low. As you see, I'm paying $9, and that is for the shipping and handling. Thanks to all of you who used my referral code to get $20 off of your first box, and in return, every plate gave me $20 off of one of my boxes, like in credits. And so that's what that is. If you're not familiar with Every Plate, I made a few videos. Check out the Eye in the Sky. And once again, the referral code will be in the description below if you want to give it a try and get $20 off of your first box. I actually really like these meals. They're very tasty. They're very easy to make. And I actually feel like I'm doing something. I actually feel like I'm cooking. Like I can cook, guys. And so that's what's up with that. And then we had $97.34 come through, and that is for my HOA. And then $35 charge for my eyelashes. I did not take a screenshot of everything, because then what also is here but not showing is $79.99 for my monthly eyelash subscription. So the $35, that was an upcharge plus the tip. So yeah, so that came to the $230.31, and we're gonna go ahead and make that payment. And then that will leave us with $4,683 left. And what I do right now, and what I do also after I make the Citibank payment, is I jump over to every dollar and I make sure that I zero out all of the things that I just paid to show that they are paid for. Okay. And then after this, we're going to go to the last credit card that I use, which is American Express. And American Express shows that I owe them $229. Once again, we go over the statement because you can't be too sure of these things. So what we see is that $12.99 was for Netflix. $69.95 is for the security system at my rental property. I am now paying that out of my main account because I do not have money in my rental account to cover this charge no longer. So that's what's happening there. And then I see this $34 payment, this $34 charge that I did not make. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to dispute that, because once again, I already looked at all of this stuff and I'm like, what? And it looks like it's for some magazines. And once again, guys, be careful. You know how at some point in time, I don't even know when or what or why, but they will offer you like free magazines for like $2 or something to that effect, and you take them up on the offer, and then a whole year passes, which you forgot about the original deal. That looks like that's what happened here. So a whole year passed, and it looked like they went in and they took their payment for another year's subscription that I do not want. So I'm going to give them a call. And this lady was for a travel magazine, CN Travel. But yeah, so that should be refunded. So we're not going to make that payment. We're not paying that $34. And then my insurance came through at $134.16. And then YouTube Premium, $11.99. So when I look at everything, all right, bottom line is this, because I didn't take the correct screenshots. Bottom line is this. I'm making a payment of $229. So that should be minus that $34 charge. All right. So subtracting that $229, I have $4,454 left. I go over to every dollar and I reconciliate everything. And then the last thing I do when I get paid, now that my mortgage has been paid, I paid out gifts. And normally, guys, I don't usually pay out gifts this early. I normally pay out gifts later in the month, but these gifts were actually set aside from last month. So I actually had this money set aside to be paid out for some things going on this month. And all my credit cards have been paid. I go through my Every Dollar app and I look to see, is there anything else that can be paid that has nothing to do with a credit card? So I look to see what's outstanding. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go in and I'm going to make the $59 payment on my gas bill. Now I am using a credit card, so that won't be zeroed out. But I do make a note in my Every Dollar app showing that I paid this. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my electricity bill. I'm going to go in and I'm going to make that payment using my credit card. So remember, I don't zero this out until I actually make the payment of the credit card that I made this payment with. And then the next thing I'm going to do is make the payment to my accountant for my tax preparation. And that payment is $785, and that is being made with a credit card as well. And then I'm scrolling to see, is there anything else that I can make a payment on? So I will know this by what's remaining in this column right here in blue. So we see that nails for $85 is remaining because I did not get my nails done. And then the mortgage, we actually did pay that. So let's zero that out. 2582. But you see, I have earmarked an extra $3,200 for my mortgage. But again, we don't pay that right now. If that money is still that same amount at the end of the month, that money will go to my December payment. Okay? And I wait at the end of the month because, again, things happen, and who knows if I might have to pull from that, or who knows if I have more money left over. But as we see, I only have $232 left to spend, guys. So if I have more money left over, I then will add that to that $3,200. And that's all we're prepared to show right now as far as this goes. And that is it, guys. That is it. That is everything that I'm doing. So right now, like I said, I have the $4,454 left in my budget. But we do know that we have everything in here, everything in my Every Dollar that hasn't been shown to be paid. All of that has to come from this money. So just because that money is there doesn't mean that that's what I have to spend. I really don't. According to Every Dollar, I only have $232 available to spend if anything else comes up. And if I run out of that $232, that's when I do have to start moving money aside. Like maybe I won't send so much to my savings, or maybe I won't send so much extra to my mortgage, things like that. Or I have to make some more money. Don't know how I'm going to do that. Yeah, I don't have anything in the works to make some more money really quick. So that's what's happening, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already a member of the Fab family. And talk to me in the comments. Until the next video, everybody. Hope everybody is out there is doing well. Mentally, emotionally, physically. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace.